Who's the villain now, Flash? Hi everyone, and let's talk about Flashpoint and what it's all about. As you've probably noticed, this is a little bit of a different setting than usual, but hopefully we can make this work and talk about Flashpoint. Now, if you remember, at the end of season 2 of The Flash, Barry goes back in the past and prevents his mother from being killed by Reverse Flash, which led to a lot of people speculating that the show would take on the Flashpoint storyline. That was later confirmed by the show that it would be going the Flashpoint route, and they also titled the season 3 premiere episode Flashpoint. However, they also said that they would be doing their own version of Flashpoint, which we will discuss in a different video, but for now, let's focus on what Flashpoint actually is. Now, before we get into that, don't forget to subscribe because we'll have more The Flash videos coming up, as well as weekly reviews of The Flash when it returns this fall. So, let's delve into Flashpoint. Flashpoint is a comic book crossover story arc published by DC Comics in 2011. Written by Jeff Johns, the story ended up affecting all the characters in the DC universe, leading to DC canceling all its upcoming titles and relaunching its entire superhero lineup from scratch, which they named the New 52. Now, before we get into the details of the story, I want to give a spoiler warning. I will be discussing key points of the story here, so if you'd rather read or watch Flashpoint for yourself, stop watching now. You have been warned. Flashpoint focuses on Barry Allen, who wakes up in an alternate timeline in which he seems to be the only one to remember how things used to be. He soon realizes he doesn't have his powers anymore and that no one even knows who the Flash is. He also realizes there are some other big differences in this timeline, including his mother is alive, but his father is dead. Captain Cold is Central City's hero. Batman is in fact Thomas Wayne, Bruce Wayne's father, who survived instead of his son and has adopted very different methods than his son. Let's just say he's a bit more violent. Superman doesn't exist, or rather, he's been kept in a containment cell his entire life and is definitely not the Superman we know. Wonder Woman and the Amazons are at war with Aquaman and the Atlanteans, and slowly destroying the world as a result. As Barry tries to figure out how to get things back to the way they were, he goes to see Thomas Wayne, who helps him get his powers back, hoping that with Barry putting everything back the way it was, his son would once again be alive instead of him. With his powers back, Barry decides to find Eobard Thawne, aka Reverse Flash, whom he thinks is responsible for creating the timeline. In the midst of all this, I should also mention that Barry realizes that he is slowly forgetting his original timeline with his new one taking over his memories, which creates a bit of an urgency for him to put things back the way they were before he forgets everything. After various events lead Barry Allen in the middle of a fight between the Amazons and the Atlanteans, he encounters Thawne, who reveals that Barry is the one responsible for creating the timeline. He went back in time to stop the Reverse Flash from killing his mother, and this is the result. Why yes, just like the events of the season 2 finale, that's crazy. Thawne also reveals that his action transformed Barry into a living paradox and that he can now kill him without erasing his own future and existence. So that's not good. The good news is Batman manages to kill Thawne before he gets a chance to kill Barry. Barry travels back in time to restore the timeline and wakes up with everything reset the way it was. However, he still has the memories of the alternate timeline. Now, of course, there are a lot more details in the comic book, and I highly encourage you to read it because it's a really good story. But these are the main elements that I think will be relevant for season 3 of The Flash. Of course, we're still not sure exactly how it all comes into play. I mean, we got some hints from the trailer that was released, and we did a trailer breakdown. If you want to watch it, I'll put the link in the description. And we also got more information from the cast and producers at Comic-Con. Also put links to the interviews in the description if you want to check those out. But mostly what we've gathered is that Flash will be doing its own version of the Flashpoint event, and it will affect Arrow, Supergirl, and Legends of the Tomorrow worlds. However, the effects will be small enough that viewers who, for example, watch Arrow but don't watch Flash can still follow and understand what's happening in Arrow, which makes sense. We'll be having another video to discuss in detail the possible effects that Flashpoint will have on season 3 of The Flash. In the meantime, I'd love to hear which part of Flashpoint you're hoping for or looking forward to seeing in The Flash season 3. Let me know in the comments. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you soon. Bye!